JetBrains IDEs have powerful capabilities when it comes to refactoring. And the main keyboard that opens up menu with refactorings is Ctrl-T. After pressing this keyboard, shortcuts will get such a list with all possible refactorings. And now we are going to review some of these options, and we'll start with the first one, which is introducing a variable. For example, if we'd like to extract some part of code into a separate local variable, in this case I'm going to extract this string password.reset. I will have to either choose the first option from this list or press keyboard shortcut option Command V. And then I can choose further which part of this expression I would like to extract into a separate variable. And after selecting one of these options, we are saying that the new variable was introduced. And I can also rename this variable right away if I would like to. Moving on to the next option. In this case, we're going to extract some part of an expression into a separate constant. So I'm gonna choose the option called introduce constant. By the way, this list with refactorings is also filterable. We just need to start typing. And just like that, new constant password reset has been created inside this class, with the value of that string where our cursor was positioned on. Let's move on to the next option from this refactoring list, which is introducing new field in the class. It works just like with the first option where we have introduced new local variable, but in this case, we're gonna get new field in this class, where the extracted expression will be used as the value for this property. As you can see, the value for this property is being assigned right in the same method. But there are also other options, so let's try to apply the same refactoring once again, but this time let's choose a different strategy. For example, I would like the value for this property to be assigned right at the time where we are declaring this property. And that is why I'm choosing the second option in this list called property declaration. Let's take a look what is gonna happen in this case. So this time, instead of assigning value for the property inside the method, this value is being assigned to the property right away at the point where we have declared this property. Another option from this list called class constructor. And in this case, value for the property will be assigned inside the constructor of this class, as you can see. Another common type of refactoring is introducing parameter in the function. Let's say I would like this string password reset to be passed in this method as a parameter. So I'm gonna use introduce parameter, and this time, as you can see, the new parameter was added to the current method. And this parameter is being referenced automatically at the same place where we previously had that string. Next one, very common type of refactoring, which is extracting some piece of logic in a separate method. So let's say I would like to extract this route function call in a separate method. So I'm gonna use refactoring called extract method. And just like that, we're seeing that new method was automatically created, and this method is being called in that same place where we have started doing this refactoring. By the way, this type of refactoring also has some additional options, so let's try to do it again. And this time I'm gonna click on this gear icon, and we're gonna get such dialog where we can specify additional settings for this type of extraction. So in here I can rename the newly created method, and also I can choose access modifier for this method. Let's use protected, and make sure that this time new method has received our specified name, and its access modifier is protected. And indeed we are seeing that the protected method with the specified name has been created. Another type of refactoring is to extract some part of logic from one class and put it in another. In here it's called extract class. Let's try to use this type of refactoring. In this dialog we can specify the name for our newly created class as well as its namespace and the path where this class has to be created. And also we can choose what methods from the current class have to be moved to the new class. Just to demonstrate this type of refactoring, I'm going to move only one method to the new class called send password reset notification. And after pressing OK, we're seeing that the new file with the specified name has been created, and the class, in this case, contains only one method that we have chosen before, besides the constructor method of this class. And if we'll go back to the original class, where we have applied the extract class refactoring, we can see that in here, PhpStorm has automatically generated the code where this method sendPasswordResetNotification is being called on our newly created instance of new class. And the instance of the new class is created and assigned to the new property superadmin in the constructor of this class. Alright, next up is extract interface refactoring. Let's use this one. We're getting an error message saying that in order to use this type of refactoring, we firstly have to position the cursor on the class name. Let's do so and invoke that refactoring once again. So in here, let's assign the name for the newly created interface and also specify which methods have to be included in the new interface. I'll choose only one method. And there we go, new file with an interface has been created that includes one method, sendPasswordResetNotification. And that class, based on which we have created this interface, already implements this new interface, as we can see. Moving on to the next refactoring called moveClass. This is pretty simple refactoring which basically moves the current class to the new destination. So we have an option in here to specify new namespace for this class, as well as directory where this class has to be moved. And just like that, we are seeing that all necessary directory structure has been created for this class. And similar refactoring to the move class is copy class. In this case, it is basically going to copy the current class and put it in the new file. And also we can change name for the new class, as well as specify namespace and the path to the new file with this class. Alright, at the end, let's review remaining types of refactoring that are pretty similar. I'm talking about pull members up and push members down. So what pull members up means is that we can extract some methods from this class and move them in the base class, which this class inherits from. So here we can choose which exactly methods have to be moved to the base class. Let's choose only scope search method. It even shows us the name for the base class. In this case, it's called model. After applying this refactoring, as we can see, scope search method has disappeared from this class because it has been moved into base class model. As you can see, it is here now. But if we're going to apply an opposite refactoring, which is push members down, that means we are picking some methods from the base class and moving them into the child class. But I'm gonna get a warning when trying to do this refactoring, because in my case, scope search method that I'm trying to push to the child class already exists in some of the child classes, because model class is the base class for several other child classes that already have a method with the name of scope search. But I'm still going to continue, and let's see if scope search method has been moved into playlist class. And indeed we're seeing this method in here, but as I said, base model class is being inherited by several other classes. And this means that those other classes that already had this method, now they have two methods with the name of scope search. So as you can see, we have to be careful whenever we're going to receive any kind of warnings when doing such type of refactoring, to make sure that eventually we're going to get result that we expect. And that's about it. In this lesson we have reviewed several types of refactorings